A dream within a dream. Take this kiss upon the brow, and in parting from you now, thus much let me avow, you are not wrong who deem that my days have been a dream. Yet if hope has flown away in a night or in a day, in a vision or in none, is it therefore the less gone? All that we see or seem is but a dream within a dream. I stand amid the roar of a surf-tormented shore, and I hold within my hand grains of the golden sand. How few, yet how they creep through my fingers to the deep, while I weep. O God, can I not grasp them with a tighter clasp? O God, can I not save one from the pitiless wave? Is all that we see or seem but a dream within a dream? A Dream Within a Dream by Edgar Allan Poe. A very foreboding poem, I think, if one is not prepared to really take a step back and conceptualize. A poem which is no stranger to popular fiction. If you have ever seen, what's the Christopher Nolan film? Inception. Inception has basically the last scene from this poem in the poem itself, and it has to do with regret. It has to do with lost time, not in the sort of alien sense, not in the sort of ethereal sense, but in the sense that one is not sure where his or her life has gone if he or she has not taken the time to actually examine what is happening in their life. As we have in that opening stanza there, this is a poem that seems to be a favorite of people who have read more than the cursory Edgar Allan Poe. And I think I think there's reason for that. But what are we talking about when we actually talk about this poem? So take that opening stanza there. Take this kiss upon the brow, and in parting from you now, thus much let me avow, you are not wrong who deem that my days have been a dream. Yet if hope has flown away in a night or in a day, in a vision or in none, is it therefore the less gone? All that we see or seem is but a dream within a dream. I'm not a great big fan of the idea of biographical criticism. I've said that on the channel many times, but it does come up when we're talking about Edgar Allan Poe, probably more often than I would otherwise like. But I think it's important to maybe, not important. I think that you can get plenty from this poem without these things, but I think that it helps ground a look into this poem by knowing a couple things biographically. The poem was published in 1849. His wife, Virginia, had died in 1847, aged just 24 years old. So this is public. Now, that destroyed Edgar Allan Poe. And this poem, in fact, was published very shortly, I believe, very shortly before his death, if not almost immediately after. Of their relationship, Virginia and Edgar's relationship, one of Edgar Allan Poe's former bosses had said, quote, that their relationship was, quote, rapturous worship of the spirit of beauty. Edgar Allan Poe absolutely adored Virginia, and Virginia seemed to be absolutely in awe of Poe as well. This was not a contentious relationship, and that makes the early departure of Virginia and the shortly followed departure of Edgar Allan Poe from this mortal coil even more tragic. They were two people who seemed absolutely in love with each other, but their time was short. So this discussion is part of the poetry discussion playlist here on the channel, but it's also in the Edgar Allan Poe playlist. And I have, this being part of October 2023, I have talked a lot in this series this year, October, about how Edgar Allan Poe really seemed to lose it when Virginia was gone. He was never a particularly upbeat writer, but everything seemed to completely unravel in Virginia's absence. We talked a little bit also about how people did not seem to last long in Edgar Allan Poe's family. His father died, I think it was 26 years old. His mother, I think 24 years old, as well as Virginia here. He died 40, slightly before 40, I believe, 39 or 40 years old. Not lasting a whole long time. The Poes didn't. So he was someone who, and I have a video called Poe's Darkest Poem, both in the Edgar Allan Poe playlist as well as the Darkest playlist here on the channel, which talked about just this this idea of death never really getting out from under it during his entire life. People did not last long in his family. That would have been something that was foreboding for him as a person, but also as a writer. And here we have this poem which begins, "Take this kiss upon the brow." This does not start off as a sad poem, but it starts off definitely to be a sad poem. In this first stanza, what we have is someone who is living in memories. That is what I believe the writer means by a dream within a dream. You are not wrong who deem that my days have been a dream. Our speaker here is really absent from the real world. Our speaker here is someone who is footed firmly inside the mind. So what we have in this opening stanza is someone who is building this sort of wonderful memory, this sort of wonderful little picturesque piece of time. Take this kiss upon the brow, and in parting from you now, thus much let me avow, you are not wrong who deem that my days have been a dream. This is a speaker who is building a small piece of time. That is important once we end up in this second stanza. I stand amid the roar of a surf-tormented shore, and I hold within my hand grains of the golden sand. How few, yet how they creep through my fingers to the deep, while I weep. O God, can I not grasp them with a tighter clasp? O God, can I not save one from the pitiless wave? Is all that we see or seem but a dream within a dream? So the sand here, fairly obviously representative of time. The grains of sand through the hourglass, right? We're not dealing with a person whose only attachment to time is from the face of his smartphone. This is a 180-year-old poem. The image of being on a surf-tormented shore, being on the beach, if the concession is that sand represents time, finding yourself on a beach means basically swimming inside your memories. and I hold within my hand grains of golden sand. Here I have these memories, the memories that I want. I have all these memories around me. In my hand, I have the memories that I want to keep so badly. I have these memories with Virginia, as our speaker would point out, as our writer would point out, not our speaker. I have these memories in my hand. They're individual moments of time. How few that I actually have. Yet how they creep. Those grains of sand, those memories. You don't have them forever. You might think you will. There are memories that you have right now that are different than the way they happened. Surely they are. It go back to your earliest memories, for example, of your mother. How does your mother look in those memories? Is it accurate to how she would have looked? Or are you transplanting some later dated mother into your prior memories? And here we have our speaker, through my fingers to the deep, how they creep through my fingers to the deep while I weep. Our speaker is desperately trying to hold on to these memories. Our speaker is desperately trying to keep memories, to keep the moments of his life which he values. Can I not save one from the pitiless wave? Can I not keep one of these memories alive forever? Is all that we see or seem but a dream within a dream? So, when you think about dreams, you are thinking about realities individualized to a specific sleeping, to a specific segment of sleep, I guess is possible to say. You were not active in that dream, probably. I mean, there's active dreamers, things like that, but in large part, you are passive in that thing in the same way that you are passive in memories. They may be memories of you being active, but you are no longer able to control the things that happen within your memories. That is what is being talked about in this poem. Is all that we see or seem but a dream within a dream? Is everything that we have, everything that we really have, is it just a dream? You know, all we think of the present. The present moment is never concrete, but it's the only thing we have. We are only right here, right now. We are not 10 seconds in the future. We are not 10 seconds in the past. This moment is all that we can control. But now that moment is gone, and it's only a memory for you. And now that moment is gone, and it's only a memory for you. And now that moment is gone, and it's only a memory for you. This idea of is all that we see or seem but a dream within a dream is talking about memories. It's talking about how active you are in the reality that faces you. Probably not extremely. You're doing your thing, but always in your mind there are different movies playing. There are memories being hashed out. There are probabilities being calculated. And all of those things, all of those processes going on behind the scenes constantly are making the world in which we live less and less fruitful to the now. Is all that we see or seem but a dream within a dream? is everything that we have, is everything that we are constantly losing, is everything that we know to be and has been, is that all for nothing? There's someone or something in your life that means as much to you as Virginia meant to Edgar Allan Poe. And, it's unfair to just insinuate that that is what this poem is about. That is who this poem is about. But we can sympathize with that idea, so why not take that idea and run with it? There's someone to you who means just as much as Virginia did to Edgar Allan Poe. How much of your relationship with that person, because you will pass away, because they will pass away, maybe they're already gone. Maybe you're already gone. What are you doing here if you're already gone? Maybe, what percentage of that relationship do you think is spent? How much of that relationship do you believe to be already grains of sand in the hourglass that have already sunk to the bottom? You can still feel them. You can still run your fingers through them. But that's it. You don't really own them. And here we have our speaker wondering about those waves which will reclaim the sand. How much of your relationship with that special someone is already gone, is already past? You don't know. You can't be sure. So long as the both of you are still around, perhaps that is not the case. This is one of those poems that I think should make you instantly contemplative, should take you aback, should make you reconsider basically everything that you do on a daily basis, because it's all going away. This is life, baby, and nobody gets out alive. That's all I have for this poetry discussion. This will be in the poetry discussion playlist as well as the Edgar Allan Poe playlist here on the channel. Be sure to check out both of those playlists if either of those things is something in which you might find yourself interested. If you enjoy or appreciate what it is that I do here, hitting the like button really does help me out, as it tells YouTube to share this video with other literature lovers. And if you find yourself here by chance but not design, literature is the only thing that I talk about on this channel, dropping poetry every Monday, but there are plenty of other things on this channel, and I hope to have you back for the next one.